Hi, welcome to Money Confidence. I'm Crystal Oculee, the Chief Financial Strategist here at Confidence Wealth, and every week I try to bring a topic to you that is talked about and it's important. And I know I talked about this several weeks ago, it might have even been a couple of months ago, but about being really careful about not just cybersecurity, scam emails that you may be receiving, and things that people ask. Those are the typical stuff we all hear about. But of course, please keep an alert, be very careful, but also be really aware about the fear mongering that's going on and the new shiny objects that are getting talked about. I'm noticing that a lot whenever there are, lots of different moving parts happening. So let's say right now, the environment is pretty volatile, right? We have ups and downs in the market. Inflation is on the rise. People are concerned about interest rates, and just people are in general turning on the news, hearing bad headlines, not such great headlines, they're negative. So what normally happens is you already have this mindset that things are not normal, because in some cases they're not. But in other cases, there are still this normality of the volatility that we always have had throughout the years, just in a different format. Of course, not everything lines up the same way, but whenever there is negative news, and let's just face it, when do we turn on the news? When it's positive, we are already, in a sense, trained to be a little bit fearful and worried. So unfortunately, there are predators that really try to utilize that energy that's going on right now to get people to be afraid. So then they, example, cash out their entire life savings to put into the new shiny object. Whether the new shiny object is legit or not are two different things. So example, it might be legitimate that they're telling you you can buy gold, but really, should you cash everything out to buy gold? Gold may be a legitimate investment, but to cash everything out to put it in gold doesn't make any sense. Having it be, part of your portfolio, diversified and things like that, definitely that's something where inflation hedging and all that comes into play, which a lot of times our clients, you're listening to this, we talked about this, having inflation hedge in your portfolio. That's a little different than, hey, all hell is going to break loose and you should cash everything out to put it into gold or gold coins or silver, or in some cases, cash everything out and put it into some real estate investment that is giving 20% return. But in an environment like this, you have to be really careful and say, what does that mean? Why is it that they're telling me to put everything in one spot or put a big chunk in one spot? And if the amount and the interest is looking way too good, like in this environment, can you imagine guaranteeing someone 20% average and saying that don't worry, that'll be okay? Or even, hey, you're going to get 10% consistently without any risk. That doesn't sound right. So you have to also trust your gut feeling. And the reason I'm bringing this up is you may be listening to this, say, Crystal, I'm smarter than this. This couldn't happen to me. Well, what if it happens to your parents, your neighbor, your friend? So be really cautious of the people that are elderly in your life as well, that could be getting these fear mongers really going and honing on the new headline to get them to do things. So those are the things I just wanted to bring up. Be careful about the stuff that goes out there that's all about cybersecurity and stealing your identity. That's all typical. I did a cybersecurity webinar. Please ask if you want to watch it. So it'll teach you how to protect yourself. But this is more fear driven that I want you to be really careful about. And if there is something that is getting advertised to you and you're unsure about it, reach out to your team, ask questions, make sure that they're looking at it before you take even your savings and put it in there and have that backfire. Had a client do just that, unfortunately, a couple of years ago, where through fear mongering, someone talked them out of taking some of their savings out of the bank account to do something that they ended up regretting and losing a big chunk. So I don't want that to happen to you. And unfortunately, by the time he reached out to us, it's when the paperwork and transaction got done and everything was passed on. So we couldn't do anything about it. That's why I say that's why you have us. be proactive, get in touch with us first, have us analyze it, look at it, and if it looks good, fantastic. If they're giving you a couple of extra points at the bank for you to get this product, maybe it's a CD that's giving you a little bit more interest rate. That's all good. We're not talking about those simple things. I'm talking about the things that they're promising you a higher return, and you know in your gut feeling that doesn't sound right. So just be really careful, talk to us before implementing anything. That's it at this end. If there's anything else that you're seeing at your end and you're seeing advertisements or things like that that you're concerned or have questions about, please go ahead and forward it to me. One of the reasons I brought this up is I had a couple of clients forward me some advertisement about gold and how everyone's telling them to cash everything out to put it in there. And they knew that didn't sound right, but they wanted to get my opinion. And that's the reason why I decided to do this quick little live session to make sure that you are getting this message and are able to make sure you're watching out for it and get your advisory team involved if you have any questions. Talk to you soon. Until next week.